Good morning and welcome to day 2 of my little story time on Thunder. Welcome to day 2 of Thunder Tales, June 2022. Day 2, Sunday the 5th of June. Jubilee weekend. And oh my goodness, yeah, did we not have a good night last night? We went into the Ferry Inn and we met up with Mick and Jackie, and we had a great evening, and the food was actually not too bad. It's your basic pub with your basic pub food, well, pub menu I should say, but it was good cooked, you know. I had a salt and pepper squid, and I ended up with a seafood linguine, which was really nice. Although I think it was, I don't know if it was because it was cream or whatever, or the copious amounts of beer that Mick plied us with throughout the evening. But yeah, I was up this morning about 5 o'clock this morning with a little bit let's just say I was needing to spend some time on the toilet and leave it at that, you know. So yeah. On the other hand, this one once again did the same thing that you did in March, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Well, no. When I say the same thing that you did in March, she overindulged on the Prosecco once again.
It's Mick's fault. He kept buying me drinks. I'm like, three's enough.
Yeah.
Five later, and I'm like, ooh.
But I mean, it was a good night. But she did drink a wee bit too much Prosecco, and she's feeling just a little bit,
Tiny bit delicate.
just a little bit hungover this morning.
I'll be fine in a few hours.
Oh, you'll be fine, you know.
I need more sleep.
But yes, so I'm not feeling too bad, apart from having to occasionally dive to the toilet because of all that lovely creamers going through me.
It's nothing to do with all that fish.
Yeah.
The cream. Or the beer.
Or the beer, aye. Crewmate is feeling a wee bit hungover and is just needing to chill. Is that a paddle? That looks like it's a paddle.
Most people are up the creek without the paddle.
Oh, the paddle's disappearing on down the river. Alright, somebody's up the river without a paddle.
We've got the paddle. It's a good start.
But yeah, and you might be wondering why I am doing this inside this morning. Well, let me show you people, okay? It's a hell of a miserable, horrible, dull, grey, wet, horrible, bloody,
Raining, basically.
rainy day today. And it's chucking it down, you know. And oh my god, about 5 o'clock this morning it was really chucking it down. And it's just never really stopped at the moment. So, I mean, it's not too cold, but it's not nice outside there at all. So yes, the time is currently, it's about 7:30. I have been up for at least 2.5 hours at this point, and yet this is only my first cuppa that I've made. You've been up for about an hour and a half, give or take. Well, we basically just sat here, you know, not really saying much because I don't think neither of us are quite, for various reasons, quite in the chatty mood this morning. It's only about now that we're sort of becoming alive. But yes, what is the plan for today? Well, I'm going to finish my cuppa and I'm going to get myself organised. And despite I'm not looking forward to it because I'm going to get soaked and muddy and dirty and but we're going to get the ropes undone and we're going to head off down the Bure towards Great Yarmouth. Today's destination is Great Yarmouth, and to tell you the truth, you're not really going to see any river footage because I just don't think it's worth putting the cameras up, because it's just going to be a mass of raindrops on the cameras outside. And once we get to, and so that means you're going to have a bit of a talky vlog down the river.
Oh no!
Oh
not
yes,
talking.
yes, and
Oh,
you're going to have to sit beside me
Oh.
and insult me.
Oh, I'm good at that.
You're good at that, you know. I kind of, I kind of figured, you know, you'd be up for doing that, you know. But yes, we're probably going to have a bit of a talky vlog down to Great Yarmouth. It's not going to take us very long to get to Great Yarmouth, but we'll get to Great Yarmouth, and then what happens at Great Yarmouth? Well, that all depends on the weather. If it stays like this, I'll not even be able to take the camera with me into Great Yarmouth because it'll just be too wet, and it's quite a bit of a strong breeze as well, so I don't even know if I'd be able to take the brolly with me, and if I do, will you be able to hold the brolly while I do my vlog? You know, I'm going to be doing this because I'm trying to get under the brolly, you know. It's yeah, I don't know, so it's going to be it might be a bit of a miserable day today, you know, and it might be a bit of a miserable vlog, so you just bear with me, okay? But it's supposed to brighten up later on in the week, so that's a good thing. And hopefully, because we're at Great Yarmouth today, we'll get not too early a start tomorrow, but we'll be perfectly positioned for heading into the Southern Broads on Monday, you know. We've got quite a long cruise on Monday as well, so yes, that is the plan today. So I'm going to go and get myself organised, and probably have to make this one another cup of tea, or maybe some toast or something like that, just to try and de-hang a fire, you know, sober her up a wee. Well, no, she's quite sober, she's just suffering, you know, just a
wee bit dizzy.
Yeah, just a little bit too much excess. Too much of a good time last night.
It was Mick's fault. He just kept.
It was Mick's fault because he was really playing.
Just kept getting up there, didn't he? And I'm going to the loo. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he learnt that trick from me.
Did he?
Know? Well, what's my usual?
Yeah.
I'm just going to the loo. I'll pay the bill.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was.
He kept going.
Yeah.
It was like I can't drink another one.
I don't even know what time we came back. I mean, I know we were pretty much the last people.
We were, not pretty much. We were.
We were the last people. Again, we were the last people getting kicked out of the pub.
It was 10ish. I think
was
it was possibly
10?
about half 10.
It must have been near 11.
Well, by the time we walked out, well, we got up from the table at 10:30.
Yeah.
It was about 20.
So it was probably about 11 o'clock. And it was a late night before because we sat here drinking water and coffee. Well, tea for. So it was like 2 o'clock before.
Yeah.
It was about 2 o'clock before I settled down. Don't know about you, but I was about 2 o'clock before I settled down. Then I was up again at 5 o'clock. So I'm running only on about 2 or 3 hours sleep. So it's just like, you know. So. It's going to be an interesting day, that's for sure, you know. We'll wait and see, you know. I apologise in advance if there's no energy levels whatsoever in today's vlog, because I don't think either of us are going to be... but it's always the same.
Bouncing. No.
First day we always get so excited and exuberant and... yeah.
Excessive.
Never mind. Right, anyway, I'm going to go away, finish my cuppa, get the kettle back on. People are starting to leave here, so I need to probably start thinking about heading down to Great Yarmouth and trying to get a good space at Great Yarmouth as well. So yes, I will keep you updated on the events of the day, whatever happens, and yeah, until later, I shall speak to you soon. So until later, bye.
Bye.
For now.
Bye-bye.
Cheers! What the hell? Really?
What are you doing?
Okay, just a little wee update for you. As you can see, I am, well, you probably can't see actually. What you can see is me at the helm, you know, and I am on my way, and it is wet and it is miserable and it is absolutely chucking it down. So yes, definitely no cameras outside, it would just be pointless. And yeah, maybe if it eases off later on I can get the cameras outside, but at the moment there's no point whatsoever in putting the camera outside. So you're just going to have to look at this ugly mug for the for the majority of the vlog today. And yeah, left the mooring relatively easily, but obviously the tide is going out at the moment. I knew it was going out. It's another reason why I wanted to get a bit of an early start and just get that nice push down to Great Yarmouth. But yeah, barrel rope, slack, limp, not a problem. Okay, took that off. Did my stern rope, not a problem. Loosened the middle cleat, and oh my god, that was when we had started having a wee bit, you know, the tide just grabbed that back end and started swinging me out. I barely had enough time to jump on the boat, you know. The middle rope is just dumped on the freeboard, because obviously I had a boat in front of me and it was just like, oh my god, I don't want to hit it, you know. So yeah, it was pretty much all hands on deck, so to speak, the minute I loosened that middle rope. But we got on it, and because the tide had pushed the back end out to practically a 90-degree turn, I just put hard back, you know, pulled away, forward, hard right over, and just yeah, away, no problems. So yeah, we left there without any issues or any problems whatsoever, and now we're just heading down this river on a very cold, wet, miserable day, you know. So and you know, even if I did put the cameras out, I think everybody, if you know this particular section of the river, there's not really a lot to see at the best of times, and on a day like this there's even less to be looking at, really. So yeah, it's just not going to be, it's just going to be a talky vlog today. I think it's just going to be a talky vlog, you know. First mate is somewhere. She's decided that she needs to go and probably get herself organised or disappear somewhere, and you know, I don't know, whatever, you know. But yeah, she's a wee bit hungover, but she's not too bad. I mean, nowhere near as bad as what happened in March. Just like I say, it's always the same, you know. I'm quite sure everybody that comes down here, you know, it's always the same on the first night. It's a long day, you know, but you're excited and happy to be back on the rivers, and you get out to the pub and you just overindulge yourself just that little bit too much, you know. I do it myself, you know. I mean, I drank way too much yesterday as well, you know. But yeah, so yeah, it's just a slight over exuberance, you know. But everybody does it. First night of the holiday, of course you get a wee bit too tanged up, you know. But yes, we did have a good night. It was a very good night. Thanks again to Mick and Jackie for wonderful company. They were very bad at buying all the beers, but it was very good, and we thoroughly enjoyed ourselves, and it was a good time. And yeah, I mean, the ferry in at Stokesby, it is a good wee place, you know. It really is, you know. And like I say, the menu is fairly varied, but it's just all standard pub fare, you know. But it's all well cooked. I mean, Jackie and Susan ended up having scampi, you know, and it actually looked pretty well cooked, and they had a massive scampi apparently, you know. I think Jackie said she had some like 14 bits of, that's a lot of scampi, by the way. Usually you're lucky if you get like half a dozen or something like that, you know. But so yeah, It was. It's you know what it is. It's basic pub food done right. You know, so you can't really complain at that. And the prices were relatively reasonable. You know, and like I say, I enjoyed my squid for a starter, and I really enjoyed my seafood linguine. I really did. I had bits of haddock and mussels and calamari and prawns, you know, and I'm sure there was one or two other bits and pieces in there as well, you know, but it was really good. And the creamy sauce, it wasn't overpowering, you know. It wasn't like a swimming in a soup, if you like, you know. It was a nice thick sauce that just covered everything, and it was really nice. I thoroughly enjoyed my linguine. There's no doubt about it. So yeah, and we did talk yesterday about staying till 9 o'clock and just having breakfast at the ferry inn again, because it was a good breakfast last time I was there. Once again, it was cheap and cheerful sort of thing, you know. It wasn't a massive breakfast, you know. Certainly nothing like the rising sun that I had in March. I mean, that was a big breakfast, but it was a breakfast that was you know, it did the job, you know. It filled you up just enough without making you feel bloated, you know. So we were going to stay and have the breakfast, but she's not really in the mood for eating fried food at the moment. She probably needs the breakfast, but I don't think she can face the breakfast. So there's no point in sort of hanging around, if you know what I mean, for a breakfast that she's probably not going to be in the mood to eat. So and considering the weather, and you know, it's just like, well, you know, if we're not having a breakfast, you know, there's no real point of just sort of, you know, I'm up, she's up, you know. It's just like, well, why don't we just head on down, just get going, get down to Great Yarmouth. Hopefully we'll be able to then have our choice of spacers and moorings at Great Yarmouth, and just sort of yeah, just once we're at Great Yarmouth, we're at Great Yarmouth, you know, and we can then spend the rest of the day in Yarmouth, you know. I'm obviously needing, I mean, I've just literally got up and thrown clothes on, so I'm needing a shower and, you know, change clothes and what have you. But once again, you know, they've got showers at Great Yarmouth. You know, I'm saying they've got showers at Great Yarmouth, you know. Am I really going to be needing a shower at Great Yarmouth? You know, I mean, all I have to do is just walk outside and I'm going to get bloody soaked, you know. So yeah, it's I don't know, but it just seemed to make sense, you know, since we weren't having breakfast at the ferry inn, you know. We were both up, and it was just like, you know, it's a miserable day, you know, and we could sit at the ferry inn for a few more hours, hoping that the rain eases off, you know. But it's not supposed to. It's pretty much supposed to be like this all day, you know. Or we could just sort of get up, head off, get to Yarmouth, and then we're at Yarmouth, you know, and then we can figure out what I know what one thing that we're going, and it's the reason we're going to Yarmouth, and I'll fill you in on that later, you know. But there is actually a reason, you know. It's not just a random sort of like, oh well, you know, we're just going to go to Yarmouth, you know, because we could. We're certainly leaving early enough. We could keep on going all the way to Beccles today if we wanted, you know, which is what we want to do tomorrow, by the way. We're going to go to Beccles. But yeah, we could go all the way down to the Southern Broads today if we wanted. But we are actually going to Yarmouth for a purpose, a non-boating related purpose, you know. So I will fill you in on that later. Nothing exciting or anything like that. Well, it's exciting for me because but yeah, but I'll tell you all about that later, you know. But yeah, so long story short, too late whistle. There is a reason why we're going to Great Yarmouth, you know, today. And it's not going to be the best of days if it keeps like this for wandering around the seafront, but you know, there's plenty of other places in Great Yarmouth to have a wee wander, and yeah, let's see where the day takes us. So anyway, that's the update so far. You know, we're just heading on down the river. I'm just this minute passing Stracy Arms. I didn't realise that the Stracy Arms did a full English breakfast. Yeah. Okay, so the Stracy Arms are the full English breakfast. I didn't even know that. Well, I'll need to keep that in mind as well. But yeah, now that I've passed Stracy Arms, that's it. It's pretty much Great Yarmouth or bus now. You know, there is no stops between here and Great Yarmouth, and I wouldn't recommend even thinking about stopping between this section, because there's a lots of submerged obstacles and marker posts and buoys and everything at the side of the rivers on the way down. So yeah. Keep away from the banks after you pass Stracy Arms, and just enjoy the horrible no man's land that is the journey down to Great Yarmouth, you know. But it shouldn't take us too long. I mean, I think what it is, about a couple hours, give or take, you know. I mean, I've done the journey that many times, you know. I should know by now how long it will take me. But well, we're getting a nice push down the river by the tide. I'm saying we're getting a nice push down the river by the tide, but currently the wind is going opposite to the tide, so yeah, it might get a wee bit choppy later down. It might actually be quite nice crossing Braden actually today, because it'll be a bit choppy, a bit windy. Another thought. You know what I'm like for changing my plans at the last minute, so who knows. I might change my plans at the last minute actually. But yeah, I'm babbling and I'm waffling, and I think I'm doing that because I know this is just going to be very much a talky vlog, and I shouldn't be doing that. I should just be like, just enjoying the cruise down the river. So I will go for now. I will keep you updated, and yes, no doubt I shall speak to you again shortly, once I get a little bit further down the river and had another cup of tea, which is oh yeah, had another cup of tea, and figured out some more rambling rubbish to bore you with as I go down. Okay, so basically, in short, I shall speak to you later. So until then, bye for now. Cheers. Okay, just a little wee update for you. How you doing? It's me again, your trusty Admiral on Thunder, you know, heading down the River Bure towards Great Yarmouth on a cold, wet, miserable, windy, dull, grey, overcast, horrible day. Can I get any more?
Holiday. It
Huh?
doesn't matter.
She's feeling a bit more alive now, by the way, people. It's alive! Alive! Oh my god! You know?
It's alive.
But yes, so she will probably be joining me just directly. Hopefully without a glass of wine in her hand at the moment, because it's still a wee bit too early.
Even for me, it's too early.
You know, so yes, what was it? Oh yes, we're heading down the river. It's obviously still bleh, you know. It's a very British thing talking about the weather, but I will mention the weather on numerous times today because it's just so bleh, you know. Yes, we are heading on down the river, and you know something, I'm taking it really easy, you know. I was, before I was, once I left Stokesby, that wee bit between Stokesby and Stracy Arms, it was a 6 mile an hour stretch. I was doing 2,000 revs and 6 miles an hour, and it was lovely, and no problems. But then I got to Stracy Arms, okay, and it was just like, that's a 5 mile, so I throttled back, you know. And I'm doing about 1,500 revs, and I'm literally actually doing 5 miles an hour. But once I left Stracy Arms and got back into the fast section, well, fast is relative on the Broads, isn't it, you know, 6 miles an hour, that's fast on the Broads. I haven't bothered with it. I've left the revs sitting at 1,500. I'm still doing about 5 miles an hour, and I'm just letting the current basically just take me down, you know. Because, well, then there's no great rush, you know. I mean, it's not like, you know, we need to get to Great Yarmouth for whatever reason, you know. And even if we got down there for the crossing at this pace, you know, we'll still get there in plenty of time to slip under the bridges if we wanted to. Yeah, like I say, it's you know, why burn the fuel at 6 miles an hour when I can throttle back, let the tide take me down at 5 miles an hour, and with the price of fuel at the moment, by the way, people, you know, it's even more, it's becoming even more imperative to let the tide and the current do the work for you if you possibly can, because oh my god, yes, I got a bit of a fright, by the way, when I went to fill up in March. It was just like, oh my god, really? So yes, I'm just sort of totally taking it easy. I'm just dawdling on down the river, heading towards Great Yarmouth, and I'm not going at a fast pace. I'm just letting the tide take me down, and I'm just enjoying it. There is no way I could put a camera outside at the moment, because it is just, you know, you just would not see anything, you know. I mean, I can barely keep, you know, usually, you know, I just need an intimate wipe occasionally, you know, and that's fine. And on weather like that, I can put the camera out because it doesn't get too wet, you know. But no. Today that wiper needs to be going constantly like that, you know. But I've switched it off, you know, when I'm talking to you, because I'm pretty sure you can hear the motor and it's a really horrible noise, you know, on my microphone. So yeah. Anyway, I'm babbling rubbish, okay, because that's not what I came by to say. So basically, I've spent 5 minutes rambling crap to you, you know, when without actually even broaching the subject of what I wanted to talk to you about, you know, and that is music. Yes, music. I'm going to talk to you about music, you know, specifically, you know. I don't know if I've actually said this before, you know, but every time I come down here, you know, one of the things I do enjoy doing when I cruise off down the river, you know, especially in the morning, first thing in the morning, not so much maybe, you know, in the afternoon or when I'm back on board in the evening or whatever, you know, but certainly first thing in the morning, you know, when I'm having my wee sort of cup of tea and my fresh orange and just watching the sunrise and what have you, you know, and I'm setting off down the river, you know. One thing I do enjoy doing is that I put the radio on, and I put the radio on to Classic FM. Yes, people, Classic FM. But it's the only time I actually listen to Classic FM is when I'm down here, and it's usually only in the morning. It can be on for a few hours, you know. But I do love, you know, there's just something about listening to classical music first thing in the morning on the Broad. Doesn't matter about what state the weather is in, you know. but there's just something so relaxing, and yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. There's just something so relaxing about, and it seems like almost to be quite a pairing, you know, the tranquility of the rivers and the tranquility of the classical music, you know. And sometimes you get rousing scores from Beethoven and Mozart, and sometimes you get soft piano concertos from Chopin, you know. And I'm not a great, I mean, I like classical music, obviously, that's why I listen to it, you know. But I'm not what you would call one of these people that knows individual classical pieces, you know. I'm not like a connoisseur of classical music, you know. I know what I like, and but I don't necessarily know what symphony it is, or movement it is, or who did it, or who composed it, or who's the orchestra playing. I'm not into that, you know. I put the classical music on and I just enjoy listening to the music while either having my morning tea, watching the sunrise, or heading on down the river, you know. Even in this horrible day, dull, grey, wet, miserable, windy day, it's still lovely just listening to it, just the softness, you know. And honestly, you know, if you don't even have to be a fan of classical, but if you quite like classical, you know, in the sense that you know your popular classical pieces, if you like, you know, maybe instead of listening to Radio 2, you know, or listen to your playlist or your albums, you know, maybe just for an hour or so, just stick on classical FM, you know, just while you're going down the river, especially if the weather's really nice, you know, and just listen to some soft music heading on down the river, and you'd be surprised how much that works, you know. It really does work, and it works very, very well, you know. And like I say, I don't listen to it all day, you know, but I do listen to it for a few hours every morning, and it's only when I'm on the boat. It's the only time I listen to it, you know. And it really does work. It's just so, it's a great way just to sort of start your day, and it all comes down to the whole sort of relaxation and the tranquility that you find on the Broads, because it's sort of relaxing music for the ears. It's you know, it's like somebody pouring warm honey in your ears, and you're just like, oh man, you know. And then you're going down and you got the vistas and the views and the sunshine. Well, not today, you know, but and yeah, it's just amazing, you know, and it just works so well, you know. And it just adds to that sense of complete calm and relaxation, and you know, which emphasises the whole den of Zen thing, which I call the Broads. You know, it's my den of Zen, you know, and you're just sitting there and just like, oh man, I feel like I'm melting, you know. And yeah, you know, so I really love listening to a little bit of classic FM first thing in the morning when I'm heading on down the river, or when I first get up. First thing I do, switch on a little classic FM, and it just works. It works so very well, you know. And if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend that you do give it a try, you know. And if you don't believe me, how's classical FM first thing in the morning on the Broads?
Bliss. Nothing like a bit of classical music.
See, there you go, you know. You can't argue with that, you know. Not only is the Admiral telling you, you know, but the first mate's telling you as well, you know. So, yeah, and
yeah, what? Oh, what's that?
You've always got to keep the first mate happy, you know, definitely, you know. So yeah, if you haven't tried it, try it, you know. Just, I mean, like I say, sometimes it can just be like for an hour, you know, just a little classical music, and you set it off for an hour, just listen, enjoy it, you know. And it's just so calm and quiet, and it's, yeah, brilliant. So I highly recommend it. So that's basically what I was telling you about. I've been listening to a little classical music down, and even though the weather is horrible and miserable and what have you, because it's a...
You know, it would be really good if we could listen to it, because you're that busy waffling. I haven't actually heard that much of it this morning.
well, there you go then, huh? So, okay, right, in that case, I will go for now, and I will keep you updated, and yeah, I'm just basically just taking a nice, slow, steady 5 mile an hour cruise down to Great Yarmouth, letting the tide take me down, and we are going to go away and listen to a little more classical music. Try to. Before I mute it again and come back to waffle a little more rubbish once I've got a cup of tea in my hand, you know, just to annoy her just a little bit more. Because she denied me my breakfast.
I did. I was like, yeah, I'm really not in the mood for it. I really wanted to go. Like, I've just done nothing but bug you since March. I want breakfast, I want breakfast. And then the minute it was there, it was like, I really don't want breakfast. And you're like, what?
Well, you know, I'm quite sure we'll get breakfast somewhere.
Yeah,
we might even get a breakfast in Great Yarmouth, depending.
We may.
You know, but we'll wait and see.
I'm not eating as much today as I ate yesterday.
We did eat quite a bit
yesterday.
Yeah,
I'm not
really
doing
did,
that today.
You know.
I had a grand Big Mac and large fries and a big strawberry milkshake. I think we probably said yesterday, so I'm just doing a rustle and repeating myself. And then I had chicken strips with a bit of side salad last night, and then I had scampi and chips. And I ate the bloody lot.
And that was a lot of scampi.
What, 4 chips and a bit and a half of scampi, and it was like, do you know what? I'm defeated. I can't manage this last tiny bit.
Yeah, but I mean, there was a lot of scampi there.
There was
a
hell of a lot of scampi.
It was a big plate.
She actually said she counted it, and she had 14 bits of scampi. I mean, that's a lot of scampi, and they were big chunks of scampi, weren't they?
Yeah.
They were really nice. It was basic pub fodder.
Done well.
Yeah, it wasn't fancy, it wasn't trying to be fancy, but it was nice.
Yeah.
I mean, the menu, I did struggle. I only have scampi when there's nothing else on the menu that I want, obviously.
The problem is that they had burgers, and there was so much sounding good burgers. I mean, I would have had a burger yesterday, but we'd had that bloody Big Mac for lunch. So it was just like, well, I'm not going to have 2 burgers in one day, you know, because that's just like, no, you know. So I think that was part of the problem. You know, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot by having a McDonald's for lunch yesterday before we got to the boat. However, yeah, okay, right, I'm going to go away. I don't think it's going to be very long before I'm at Great Yarmouth, even at my slow pace. I don't know if there's anybody behind me. I don't think there's anybody behind me, so I'm not holding anybody up, but yeah, I'll not be long before I'm back at Great Yarmouth, but I will pop by, keep you informed, and I'm quite sure we will talk about food and the ferry inn and missed breakfasts very shortly, once we've had a nice wee cuppa, and this one actually wants to sit up here, enjoy some views, and insult me some more, because she's not insulted me enough this morning, you know, and I think she might be feeling a wee bit of withdrawal symptoms for that. So yeah, we'll have to get her up here and start getting the insulting done. Hey!
What? Can't hear you with the engine at the back there. What?
I'm saying we need to get you up here, you know, once you've had a cup of tea and woke up a wee bit, because you've not insulted me enough this morning.
Haven't I? I thought I was doing alright.
No.
Okay.
From how often you usually insult me.
Alright, so I've been slightly tamer than normal.
Yes.
Don't worry, I'll be back to my normal self soon.
Yes, I'm quite sure you will.
Much to your delight.
Right, anyway, I'm going to go away for now. I will keep you updated, and yeah, I'll speak to you soon. So until later, bye for now. Cheers! Okay, just a little wee update for you. How you doing? You alright? Just going to update you a little bit, and I'm going to let you, that is now us in the outskirts of Great Yarmouth. Now, when I say in the outskirts of Great Yarmouth, what I actually mean is that we are pretty much at that section of the lower river viewer where there is the marker post on either side and the submerged, and yeah, you've got to be careful. Always stay in the centre of the channel and always stay on the outside of the marker post. Don't cut corners, you know, because it looks deep enough, but it's shallow on the other side. And we have seen a few examples of people cutting corners and getting stuck, and that's them there until the rivers change, basically, you know. So yeah, surprisingly the rain has actually now stopped. Woohoo, at last. But I'm still not putting the cameras up because, well, quite frankly, we are approaching Great Yarmouth. I can see indications of it in the distance, and you would only get, what, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you know, just as I was going to moor it up. So there's no point in putting the cameras out, so sorry about that. No river footage, but once again, if you know this particular stretch of the river, you know there's nothing really to see anyway, you know. So yeah, looks like as well that the tide has turned, so we're slowly punching it. We're starting to punch against the tide. I've still not increased the revs, so but that means that we are slowly getting slower and slower and slower, you know, the closer we get to Great Yarmouth, you know. So we were doing a nice 5.2 at one point, and now I think we're down to about a 4.8 or something like that. Have we got a 4.8? Oh no, about 4.6, 4.8. So yeah, I'm gonna have to increase the revs a little bit, and you know, oh my god, you know, the stingy Scot in me is gonna really dislike that, you know. Could we not have moved like an hour earlier?
Yeah, we could have done. God knows we were up early enough.
Yes, that is true, you know. But and how are you feeling now? Are you feeling all right now that you've had a cup of tea and just sort of refreshed?
Yeah.
Are you just sitting there waiting for, you know, trying to figure out how you're going to insult me a wee bit, you know?
Oh no, I don't need to figure it out. It comes naturally.
Or does it come naturally? All right, okay. Is that, when you say it comes naturally, is that because it comes naturally to you to insult me, or because I'm very insultable?
Both.
Oh, both.
No, it's probably more me.
No.
I need to be less insulting.
Well, then you wouldn't be you, would you? You know. Besides, I think we've built a 33-year friendship on the fact that you like to insult me, and I like.
You just take it.
I just take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sadist, masochist. Yeah, definitely. I think that's definitely it. But yeah, we are enjoying this. Will we tell them why we're going to Great Yarmouth?
Go on then.
Will we? Okay.
Go on.
Do you want to tell them?
No, you tell them.
You sure?
No.
Okay, well, we're going to Great Yarmouth. The reason we're going to Great Yarmouth is not because we are desperate for hot donuts and a poke of chips by the sea, which I'm not sure if we'll be doing that today, but you know, that won't hold me back, you know, if I get an opportunity. But no, it turns out that there is a certain film out in the cinemas at the moment that both of us are desperate to see, and we knew the weather today was going to be pretty miserable, and there was not really, we could go for a very long cruise today, but really it wasn't conducive to, you know, picturesque cruising today. So we kind of figured that, well, since it was going to be miserable, let's go to Great Yarmouth and let's go to the cinema to see this particular film that's very hyped about and we both desperately want to see. Yeah. Hey. What's the film?
Top Gun?
Yeah!
Or is it Maverick?
It's Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun. So yeah, we're basically going to go and see the Top Gun film today, you know. I've been on Google, you know, and I have located a cinema right on the seafront actually. That seems to have good showings pretty much all day. So yeah, we can get to Great Yarmouth nice and early. We can have a wee wander, you know. We can take
Donuts.
Chips, donuts, you know, I'll pinch a couple of her donuts and she can have none of my chips, you know, it sounds like
a... No,
you
buy
know?
your own donuts.
Yeah, we can have a wee wander around the seafront if we want. And
He just wants to go in the amusement arcades.
Well, you know, I would say that, you know, but
you were very disappointed.
I was very disappointed because it was just like, nowadays, you know, to me the amusement arcades is like video
games,
video machines, and video games, and I love a video game, you know, and I love playing them, and I'll throw pound after pound after pound into the video games, you know. But last time I went, it was all these blinking, you know, the 2 penny things, or the, you know, or
the kids love it.
Well, the kids love it, you know, but I mean, where's the video machines? You know, they were full of all just shoving money in and things happening, but it's like, well, yeah, but I don't want to shove money in an attempt to win a prize. I want a video, an arcade game, you know.
I didn't mind. No video games.
You just wanted to shove money in and trying to win a prize. You know?
I was like, I just wanted to go to the pub.
Aye, that was pretty much.
Bored now.
Yeah. Bored now.
Go?
I want wine.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we can have a wee look around. I mean, there was a lot at the seafront that we never actually got to see when we came down with the family.
Yeah. Because
we spent most of it in the pub trying to keep cool because it was way too hot. You know. So yeah, we can have a wee wander around the bay, you know.
Yeah.
And like I say, the film, the cinema is showing this film pretty much all day between 12 and 8, once an hour, every hour. So we can pretty much go book a time whenever we want. I don't know what we're going to do for dinner tonight, if we're going to get a takeaway or eat out, but we can figure that out, you know. There'll be no rush. You can apparently get Domino's, an Indian and a Chinese delivered to the yacht station. The places where you can get them delivered know about the yacht station, and all you do is you place the order, let them know you're at Norwich, and
Great Yarmouth.
Great Yarmouth, sorry, did I say no? Great Yarmouth, sorry. Let them know that you're at Great Yarmouth yacht station, and when they turn up, they'll let you know, and you go to the entrance by the yacht station and you pick up from the delivery driver. They don't actually come to your boat, you have to go to the entrance to the yacht station, and that's where you get your. But point being is that you can actually get a takeaway delivered if you're staying at the yacht station and don't want to go into, you know, so that's actually quite handy. And last time I think I had a Chinese there once, and it was actually quite good. Chinese that got delivered was actually quite good, so yeah. Anyway, I'm babbling. So yes, that's why we're going to Great Yarmouth. Because the weather is pretty miserable today, we're going to go spend a day in Great Yarmouth, have a wee wander around, and go to the cinema and see Top Gun. And I, for one, am looking forward to it immeasurably. So yes, that's what we're going to do. So yeah. And we're not actually that very far away from the yacht station now at all, actually. We're just gonna turn this bend here, and we're gonna be at that bit that I always say is a massive missed opportunity, and needs some serious riverside development opportunities to bring it up, and it would be such a hit, you know. But nobody does anything with it, and it's just missed opportunity. So yeah. Anyway, that's where we're going. We'll soon be there. So probably next time I speak to you will be from Great Yarmouth Yacht Station, which is probably about 10 minutes away now. So I am going to go for now. I will keep you updated, and I'll speak to you later. And until then, bye for now. Cheers. Okay, just a little wee update for you. As you can see, that is us at Great Yarmouth. Lovely. And you can also notice that I was safe, we were sensible, we put the life jackets on. This is one place you don't want to be messing around trying to tie up, so yeah. be safe, be sensible, get the life jacket on, especially down here at Great Yarmouth. We did think about moving down. I mean, there's tons of space here at the yacht station, you know, and we did think about going down further around the corner to check out the mooring situation down there. Maybe even see if we could get the one electricity post that is available at Yarmouth yacht station, but now we were coming down the river, and like I say, the moorings were completely free here, and we figured, you know, actually get on the very end, you know, that way we've got nobody behind us tonight. We'll probably end up having somebody in front of us, but we're not really at risk of getting hit by anybody trying to turn around in the current, as what might happen if we'd moored closer to the yacht station. So yes, we just figured, you know, since we were coming down, it's not that far, and besides, you know, you can probably tell I could probably do with putting in a few more steps you know, in my day. So yeah, we just ended up mooring here at the end. So yeah, that's us. We're at Great Yarmouth. The rain, thankfully, at last, just as we were pulling up, has now stopped. I don't know if we're going to get rain again later. It's still very dull. It's quite chilly though. So yeah, not the best of days, but yeah, it doesn't matter, you know. We're looking forward to having a great day, just having a wee wander around Great Yarmouth, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lovely wee day. So yeah, that is us. And I honestly don't know what's going to happen for the rest of the day. I will take the camera with me, because I'll probably say a few things from Great Yarmouth, but for all intents and purposes, that is the cruising done. And like I said, today there was no river footage. It was a very short cruise. It's just what the day was, you know. I couldn't have shown anything because it was too miserable this morning, you know. So yeah, we're going to go away and have some fun. Yeah, Great Yarmouth. Maybe get a wee poke of chips and steal a hot donut or two if I can. You know, but we'll wait and see. I need to go away and obviously pay for the mooring for the night, and then it's into the Yarmouth, find out about best time to go to the cinema to see the new Top Gun film, which I'm really looking forward to, and then just basically enjoy the day, just wandering around and seeing what is what, you know. So yeah, as always though, I'll keep you updated, and I'll see where the day takes us in Great Yarmouth, and I'll maybe speak to you later. So until later, I'll speak to you soon. So until then, bye for now. Cheers! Hello, and just a little wee update for you. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
How are you?
Doing? I'm feeling a wee bit tipsy, if I'm honest.
No, really?
How are you doing? It's been quite a wee while since I last came back, but we've actually ended up having a rather good day today, haven't we? And I'm sorry I never took you exactly out on everything that was going on today, but well, it just never quite happened that way, did it? You know?
No.
Because we've had a very good day, but we've not actually done much, because we moored up at Great Yarmouth, and I mean that was about what, 10 o'clock? Something like that.
Yeah.
And we pretty much got organised straight away, and we took a walk into Great Yarmouth, and we had a wee wander around Great Yarmouth along the seafront. You had fresh hot donuts, which I must admit were very, very tasty.
They were nice.
I had my wee bag of chips, because I mean you've got to have a poke of chips by the seaside, you know, when you're in a seaside town. That was our lunch, and then we went to we took a wee wander along the pier, which, I mean, a lot of the places were actually shut today, if I must. I don't know if it's because it was a Sunday, because it was Jubilee weekend, I don't know, but it was actually very quiet.
It was quiet,
you know. But we just had a wee wander, and then we went into the pier tavern for a pint and a glass of prosecco.
Hair of the dog.
Hair of the dog sort of thing, yeah. And then we actually ended up going to see Top Gun. And I must admit,
It was brilliant.
it was a very, very good. I mean, I felt like the first half of the film was almost, it was looking to be like a bit like a remake, almost scene for scene, for the first film. But about halfway through it, it jigged and it just took off, and it was it was fantastic. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And then basically we came out, we went for another wander, couldn't decide what we wanted to do, so we came back to the boat, ordered a Chinese, had a little wine, you know, and since we've only had about 2 or 3 hours sleep, we're pretty much ready for crashing.
Yep.
So, and it's not even that late, you know, it's kind of knocking on 8 o'clock, so not a lot has happened today, and I know it's been a very boring vlog because nothing's happened, and it was difficult because it was actually, I mean, it's pissing with rain again, you know, so yeah, not a lot has happened today, but we have actually had a good day despite the fact that not a lot has happened.
Yeah, we've enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good, you know, thoroughly good. It was a relaxing day. You know,
Yeah.
we didn't really do much because we know we're going to have a bit of a long cruise tomorrow. You know.
We did a lot. We walked around. We've been out and about all day.
Yeah, I mean we left.
We got back here about what, 20 to 5.
Pretty much we were out for 6 hours. You know, we left at 10:30.
Yeah.
Say we got back at 4:30. So yeah, it was about 6 hours. So yeah, it was a good day just wandering around, you know, and yeah, thoroughly enjoyed myself. But like I say, it's knocking on 8 o'clock now. We've had our Chinese. We've just having a wee glass of wine, and I'm wiped.
Yeah, I am
know?
myself actually.
So yeah, bit of a boring day. And
Not a boring day.
No, not a boring day. Boring from a vlog point of view.
Yeah, for them.
You know, for them.
Very
Because,
boring.
Yeah, because all you've ever seen is just this ugly mug just talking away. You know. Yeah. But yeah, it's. I mean, it has been good. It's just been a bit of a. I mean, the weather's just been a bit. You know, it's not been. It's been difficult to be quite energised with such a heavy day.
It rained this morning. By the time we got here, it stopped raining.
It stopped raining by the time
we had a tiny bit of light rain on the way back after the film. Yeah, I wouldn't even call it drizzle. It wasn't even that. But then it didn't start raining until about half an hour ago again. So we've actually been quite lucky.
Yeah,
while we were out and about, it was dry.
Well, it was drizzling when I went for Chinese.
Oh well,
But
it wasn't when I was out.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm all right, Jack.
To hell with you.
Yeah,
I was
Bugger
dry.
you.
To hell with you.
Yeah, didn't rain while I was out. So I'm all right.
So
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, and tomorrow, like I say, because we're at Great Yarmouth, we can keep an eye on the tides. And basically we'll probably be leaving here about 9 o'clock and heading straight for Beccles. Hopefully we'll get to Beccles mid-afternoon. Enough time to have a wee wander around
Yeah.
the town.
Definitely.
And yeah, we'll just sort of take it as it comes. But it's been a good day, just a very uneventful day as such, you know, because we've just basically just been wandering around the town.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Aye, because we also took a wee walk up the
shops and that.
the shopping part of it, you know, and there's quite nice, interesting wee shops up there, you know, which would have actually benefited from further exploration.
Yeah, but we ran out of
But
time.
kind of ran out of time, you know.
Shops closed at 4. It's Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday. I keep forgetting it's Sunday, isn't it? You know. So yeah, and as you can tell, you know, there's not a lot of enthusiasm or energy going on just now.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna probably just finish our glasses of wine. She's gonna insult me a wee bit more for the day. She's not done
Eat my
enough.
chocolate.
and
Eat my chocolate.
eat your chocolate.
Other items are available. Again, other items are available.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop eating now because I've done nothing but pretty much eat for the last like 2 hours.
You have.
Which is quite shocking actually.
You've just had all those prawn crackers, haven't you?
Prawn crackers and
A wee bit of popcorn.
We bought a large pot and it's a bloody massive popcorn.
Huge.
But we barely touched it.
We did.
So we came out of the cinema and we've been hauling along this huge box of popcorn with us everywhere. You know? So it's just been like, oh my god.
Like,
so yeah, but I mean I've been picking for, yeah, I'm gonna stop eating now because, yeah. So yeah, basically I'm just coming back to say I hope you've yeah, actually what are you looking at?
nothing.
Oh?
Nothing. I think the wine's gone to my head. My face has gone really pink.
Yeah, I really do hope you've actually enjoyed this day, because it's a bit of a rubbish day actually, from your perspective. But what are you talking about? What are you laughing at?
Nothing. Oh dear.
But yeah, but if you haven't seen any of my videos, and this is the first video you've seen, and if you've made it this far, then bloody good on you in that case.
Well done.
Yeah, because this is not usually my videos, you know, my videos are usually a bit more dynamic than this, you know. At least sometimes I like to think so, you know. But yeah, I'm going to say this is the end of day 2. It's going to be a short day, there's not going to be much happening. There's no river footage, it's just been the weather, it's just been miserable.
Yeah.
We have had a good day, but I'm sorry you've had a bad vlog.
Boring for you, but
yeah,
hey,
sometimes
it's
it
a
just
holiday.
works that way, you know. But we're going to go for now. Like I say, we'll probably go pass out just directly after you've insulted me some more and giggled about it, you know. So yeah, yeah, that's basically it. Hope you have enjoyed the day. We'll see you tomorrow. I promise you there will be more happening tomorrow. It will be a better, it will be back business vlogging as normal tomorrow.
Business as usual.
Business as usual, yeah, tomorrow, whatever.
So
yeah, and it's going to be quite a good wee cruise tomorrow, so hopefully the weather will be slightly improved. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. I'm sorry it was a bit boring, and if you have managed to last this long, congratulations on lasting this long. And we will see you tomorrow for day 3 of Thunder Tales, June 2022, and yeah, we'll see where the day takes us. But yeah, until then, thanks for watching. I'm going to go away, pass out. This one's going to go away and giggle some more, and we will speak to you tomorrow. So until then, thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Night.
Cheers!